Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, one of the most discussed new models of 2022, celebrating 30 years of Mario Kart on Nintendo systems. We have the TAG Heuer Formula 1 Mario Kart Chronograph, a timepiece that in steel measures 44 millimeters in diameter, 15.1 millimeters thick, 49.2 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, and a nice broad 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. It's true, Mario Kart came out in 1992, originally on Super Nintendo. It was a racing formula featuring many of the characters from the Mario Brothers video games. So time out, if you will, for the eternal battle between Bowser and the Mario Brothers. On my wrist, this watch, which looks like a modern-day update of the cushion case Octavias of the 70s. This is a big watch. It's not too big for me, but I would say that you need a wrist of my size or larger to wear it. So 16 centimeters circumference or larger, and you can see in this down-the-barrel shot that it's right out to the edge of my wrist. It's not as thick, however, as I would have expected. Quick over-the-top shot. Now take a look at the strap. So I specifically set the Seeker shell on the date wheel. Every 5 days you get a Mario Kart combat weapon. As you know, Mario Kart is not just racing, it also has combative elements, and you have various weapons from invulnerability to unguided shells to guided shells to bombs and bananas to use against your opponents. And so if you look at the pattern on the shell right there, that is the Seeker shell, you can see the very same embossed on the strap. We have a combination of black and red, and on the underside we have a nice inlay of rubber so that the moisture, sweat, heat, and grit of the wrist will not actually be able to degrade your strap. And the rubber on the bottom is also supple against the skin. Now, you'll say there are no perforations in the strap itself. So this strap, which is calfskin, has a little buckle that corresponds, Mario branded, as you can see. And what happens is you actually tuck the strap into this buckle, which is designed to work on a strap that's not perforated. It crimps, it gets locked in place, and then all of the excess length gets tucked underneath the clasp and underneath the strap, so you don't need any perforations. You can micro-size this in a way you can't when you have to deal with individual holes, so you get the right fit, and then the extra length sits underneath for a clean look, and there's no need for minder loops. Just so we're clear, these are minder loops. You don't need them here. The case, again, looks to me like a modern version of a 70s Octavia, and that goes right down to the color scheme. We have polished flanks, we have squared-off lug ends, the lug hoods themselves are actually satinated. We have Mario's signature M logo, as well as Mario red on the crown and the start-stop trigger. You can see that the triggers themselves feature satin finish, and they've been nicely beveled on their edge, which is a handsome little bit of attention to detail. We have some modest crown guards, and what appears at first glance like it might be a rotating bezel because of the way it's knurled, it's not actually, but these little recesses are media blasted, and then the knurling on the edge is polished for a contrast. We have a true ceramic insert, and it is a tachymeter scale that can be used with the chronograph to gauge speed. We have red lacquer all over this dial because that is Mario's signature color. And then you can see the man himself right at 9 o'clock on his Mario Kart. And Mario has always been one of those better balanced Mario Kart characters to play. He has relatively good acceleration, relatively good weight in a collision, and relatively good top speed. He's not super light like Toad or super heavy like Bowser. He's an all-arounder. Now we've got a carbon fiber-like pattern that's been stamped onto the dial, and then we have rhodium-plated steel hands and individual indices. And we'll do a quick loom shot here so you can see that the bezel itself is luminescent and Mario Kart branded, which is an absolute riot. And a feature I love to see on a chronograph is a luminescent chronograph seconds hand. Now we'll take a quick look at some of the subsidiary setting functions. Normally, I would just mention we have hacking and a quick set date system, but this time I feel obligated to demonstrate in depth. Okay, we're not in the date change danger zone there. So there's your hacking seconds. Now I'm going to activate the quick set date so you can see all of the different little Mario Kart weapons involved. I'm sorry, I realized just blasted past one of them. There's the star. There you go. That is the seeker shell that will find you even from the other side of the map. The spiny seeker shell. There we go. We've got a mushroom. Gives you a little bit of a power boost. There's a banana, which you can use to slip up your opponents. There's the seeker shell that has to be fired within sight of your enemy. And then right there, we've got the bullet bomb. So that's what you get there. And then, of course, the dial declares caliber 16 is here. Caliber 16 is, as far as I can tell, a Salida SW500 in Elaboré grade. So unidirectional automatic winding, 42-hour power reserve, stop seconds, quick set, 25 joules. It's got a cam-based function selector and an oscillating pinion clutch. It's 200 meters water resistant in this case. That has the image of Mario on the back. One of the nice features about the oscillating pinion architecture that's common to the SW500 and all 7750 based movements is that when you press and hold the start trigger, the oscillating pinion has very little play in it for a lateral clutch, so you get the kind of seamless engagement that you typically associate with a vertical clutch, which is a nice feature to have. Also worth mentioning, this 2022 edition is also a limited edition of 3,000 pieces. That's why it says limited on the back. So 3,000 will be made for this model year and then no more. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.